all about.
All right, the Pittsburgh Steelers pick is in.
Uh-oh, here we go. Come on now.
Do we see any type of movement on the inside? We see the camera inside right now with Coach Prime, Gilly the Kid, Shedeur Sanders, Fam Cam in Canton, Texas. Aaron Rodgers has visited the Steelers, but no contract signed. I bet they're going to go crazy if they pick Shedeur Sanders. Come on now. Quarterbacks right now on the roster is Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, they need a quarterback. They need a quarterback.
Fast and in a hurry. And Shedeur falls to you at number 21, and you don't take him. DK Metcalf and George going to be mad as heck
No doubt
about that.
No doubt.
I don't care if I know I'm getting Aaron Rodgers, I'm still taking Shedeur. What?
No doubt.
Fast.
Aaron's a 1-year deal, man. He's a one-year deal.
Still 8 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock for the Steelers. The pick is in, though.
Uh-oh, the pick is in.
They don't take Shedeur Sanders. Unbelievable. They take the D tackle, Derek Harmon.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Now, this goes back to what Uncle Neely said and what we said earlier. That's the commissioner making an announcement now. Yes, so it's correct.
It must be a trade.
I would say this. I would have taken Shedeur here, but based off what Uncle Neely said, and people are saying that we're not going to overpay because we know he's sliding. So why take him right now? And he's sliding because of what, he said the owners are talking to each other. The general managers are talking to each other. So they know.
Right.
And they're saying, well, maybe we can get Shedeur in the second round. Even though I know he's not a second round quarterback, dog.
That's right. That's right.
This is crazy. So the Chargers are on the clock right now. Of course, they have a quarterback. Green Bay have a quarterback. Minnesota, Houston, Rams. That could be another trade possibility.
Right.
Ravens, Lions. I still would bet that, even though I'm not a betting person, Dukes, I still would bet that Shedeur would go in the first round somehow, because I predict trades coming.
That's right.
I like Cleveland having those two picks that are near the top of the second round. That if they wanted to, if they get back in the first round, it wouldn't cost them a whole lot, being that they got, I think they got the 33rd and the 36th overall pick.
Right.
That's crazy, though, man. You take your quarterback when you have a chance to get him.
Yeah, man. It's wild. It's some stuff. Yeah, ain't no way, bro.
If I'm the GM, and we don't even have to bring up the business part of this, like what happens outside of the stadium and the jersey sales and the attention and things of that nature. Let's just talk about football. Could I possibly find another D tackle that's going to bring the same production as this kid is going to bring? Could I find that later on in the draft or even in the veteran?
No doubt.
I would bet so.
No doubt about that.
Rather than finding another Shedeur Sanders. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Wow.
I tell you, the draft is always unpredictable, man. That's the thing about it. Just can't never tell what's gonna happen. That movie Draft Day, there's some reality with that. That I know it's fantasy on that, but there's some reality with that. And a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's a part of it. And when you think about it, there were so few teams that were in the market for a quarterback, so the market was going to be tight. And then when you get the extra nonsense that's been going around, and and you add that factor in, you got some people that are saying, you know what, they may be, well, maybe we could wait a little while, and using that leverage. I mean, of course, you hate it for Shedeur, but at the same time, man, can you imagine the size of the? And this is the best part about it. There are players that this makes or breaks them if they don't go in a certain place in the draft. Well, that's not the case with Shedeur.
That's right.
Now, financially. Now, secondly, all this does is increase the size of the chip on his shoulder. That,
no doubt.
Bro, like, And you saw Lamar. You saw Lamar Jackson. We've seen it. We saw Aaron Rodgers.
That's
like,
right.
This ain't the first time.
No.
So yeah, and I can honestly say those two guys turned out just fine.
That's right.
I think anybody in this chat realizes what's going on. That we're watching history right now, and this is right. We're basically watching a very poignant part of this story that we haven't even seen ending, but we know how it's going to end.
Well, I think too, you like I say, you're getting in situations now where there's going to be some teams looking to say, man, we got a chance to pick up a franchise quarterback. And even though we may have one for the next year or two, we got a chance to get a guy. I mean, that's what Green Bay did with Aaron Rodgers. They had Brett Favre at the time, and Rodgers was sitting there, and they got him in that situation, and when he had fallen. So yeah, sometimes it just works out that way, and it puts a it could be an advantage for the quarterback coming in that he's got a better team around him and all.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I remember when I was at Jason Campbell's draft party when Aaron Rodgers dropped to 24, and we were wondering if Jason was going to be the pick to the Packers. And even that year, Jason thought he was going higher, and he had a decent career as well. So sometimes you just don't know how things are going to work out for you.
That's right.
I think faith is a big part of it. And as you know, with the Sanders family, that's a huge part of how they got to where they are in the first place.
That's right.
Yeah, man, I think we know there's something going on, and there's some policies in the draft, but at this point, this is probably the guy that I'm worried about the least of anybody who's been in this situation.
No doubt.
Man, Uncle Neely just joined us back in. What's up, Unc?
Hey, brothers, how y'all making it, man? Caught the tail end of that. I can give you this report from inside the room when the network was saying, well, the Steelers were on the phone with somebody. We can imagine if it's Shedeur Sanders. I can tell you it was not standing there together. He wasn't on his phone. I will say this, man, that hold on one second, put my ears in there. I will say this. Y'all got me?
Yes.
I will say this, that this exceeds even my interpretation and expectation and application of the prime tax. There is no way that someone can convince me that there has not been conversations and collusions, to make this happen. When you look at the number of teams, starting with the very first pick all the way through 21 now, that have absolutely had a demonstrated need for quarterback, but yet they don't call the Golden Arm winner, Johnny Unitas Award winner's name, the leader in NCAA completion percentage names.
Right.
That just lets me know that there's some conversations taking place. That we're going to punish this guy for his last name being Sanders, and we're going to get him for as cheap as we can, and he's going to be successful with whoever gets him, but we're going to make some things happen where he's not going where everybody says he's going because his last name is Sanders. He is clearly, a once in a generation, if not once in a lifetime level quarterback. You've had teams with demonstrated needs at quarterback, and they've all gone other positions. Coach Pollock, I started to show off. I said, Chico, you broken, I'm broken. Me and you talk all the time. I know billionaires talk all the time. So there have been some plans made, and you were seeing the execution of those plans. Having said that, the mood and the tent has not changed. Coach Prime is nodding every time it happens. Shedeur is nodding every time it happens because they know that God got them, and they know they're going to be on an NFL team.
That's
and
right.
They know, much like what happened with Lamar Jackson when he got pushed all the way back, that there's going to be 31 teams that regret it.
That's right.
Absolutely. Man, I just, you're a GM, you're a businessman. Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Like, for real. I thought, it's a business up until this point now. Okay. That's crazy. I can't find a way to say or give a good reason why I would have passed on Shedeur Sanders. If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I can understand that Uncle Neely gave a great out for Jerry Jones. But the Saints and the Steelers, come on, dog.
Yeah. I was surprised with the Raiders too, man.
And I can give the Raiders an out. You know,
Yeah.
I can give them one. I'm still surprised at that. But the Saints and the Steelers, who
Yeah,
come on,
no doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt.
y'all tripping.